You don't wish sometimes you could feel nothing at all? He asked, turning this time to look up at me in the low light, black eyes intensely focused. I probably have. I knew I had night after night in boot camp while I was mourning him. But then pain and fatigue took over, and at the end of the day, there wasn't any energy left when I fell into bed. Pain and frustration were the only reason I'd survived those first 2 months. But I don't anymore. I don't think you do either. Right now, I wish I did. I'm positive you're a good father. And what makes me sure of that is because of how deeply you feel everything. Your empathy and kindness will make her life different than yours. Have I ever told you I hate how much you're right? His words made me laugh. I don't think you've ever told me I was right before. A little crease formed in his brow. 18-year-old me was a dick. You say that like you're not still a dick. I laughed softly. I like to think that faded over time. But I'll let you be the judge. He exhaled again and sat up. Are you going to get mad at me if I return to my drinking? I swallowed back the loss of contact. Are you going to care? I've always cared. He crawled over to where I'd left the bottle, earning a glare from Snoop for disturbing the dog's sleep. But it didn't stop you. I pulled my knees back into my chest, rolling and flexing my shoulders to ease the stiffness. He took a long swig, then offered it to me. It did more often than I think you realized. I didn't know quite how to reply to that, so I took the bottle from him. There was a point in my life where I couldn't have imagined a minute without him, and then I'd spent half of it that way. It felt cruel. I handed him back the bottle when he reached for it. It wasn't my place to fix him. How can I help? I blurted out when the silence ate at me. Don't ask me that. His words gave me pause, and I stared at him, the light from the fridge cast across his brows, darkening the shadows on his face. What are you talking about? I asked when he didn't elaborate. I'd do anything to forget tonight, to get out of my head. And that means it's better if you leave. I could only imagine what he meant, but my entire body sparked with the ache of it. It couldn't be me. Not after all these years. My heart clenched, constricting with the idea of it. I didn't mean what I wanted it to mean, and I couldn't take advantage of him. Any decision he made in this state of mind would haunt him. And I never wanted to be that for him. Nor did I want to give myself a taste of something that would never be real. Something he didn't want, sober. I'm not going to leave you like this. It's not good for you to be here. I've hurt you enough. He shook his head and took a long pull from the bottle, throat bobbing with each swallow. It's easier to do this alone and not hurt anyone. I wonder if his father had had a similar revelation in his life. It made me sick for Callum to know he was on the road to what he'd hated and unable to do anything about it. The last time we sat like this would I have left? No.